Well, hello everybody, it's Friday. We're on day 3 of the short game series. I hope you've enjoyed the previous 2 videos. Today we're looking at some pitching, and what we're going to do is we're going to sort of briefly run through some techniques that will help you with your distance control. So we're kind of picking out 3 ranges, 40 yards up to 70 yards, and seeing what we can do to manage these swings. So let's go for it. So a good way just to help you understand your distance control is just to use one club and swing with 3 different swing lengths and get an understand how far those shots go. So with a 56-degree wedge here, you could, for example, get used to swinging relatively short to begin, roughly where your hands kind of work up to, say, hip height. Okay, so that would be one length. Then you can move that up to really where your hands are at chest height. That would be your second length, okay? And as I do that, I'm having to obviously turn a little bit more of my upper body, so my rib cage and shoulders. And then finally, the third length would be where you're trying to get your hands to match, say, shoulder height, okay, with a fuller turn. So that would be more similar to your full swing. And on the forward side of the swing, you're just trying to match that up. So if we're, say, hip to hip, then chest to chest, and lastly shoulders to shoulders. So that gives you 3 concepts for the different lengths of shots. So let's begin by looking at the shorter shot. Okay, now I've set the marker at 40 yards. It's quite an awkward distance. Most players wouldn't want it. They would much prefer a longer shot with a fuller swing. So what we need to do, we need to firstly just look at the setup, and because it is quite a short shot, you're going to have a relatively narrow stance. We're going to have the club in the middle. We're going to choke down a little bit as well because we want quite a narrow arc, okay? Chest would be above the ball, and basically from here we would, just hold the club relatively light, and basically we want to swing back with a little bit more, say, hinge within the wrists, okay? Not too much body motion. The elbow stays tight into the right side of the body, setting our required length of swing, turning onto it, and again keeping that right arm sort of grazing the body as I turn and holding my finish roughly the same distance as what I set the swing back on. So let's just give that a go. So nice and loose, all right, just to get the fluency of the swing. We don't want to be too tight. 43 yards, not bad, within my zone. In that mid shot that I'm looking for now, so again I've set the bar at 55 yards. I've mentioned sort of how to swing, so the only difference really in the setup here is get your feet a little bit wider, still choke down, and of course we actually have to turn that a little bit further, get the shoulders rotating, keep that right elbow sort of tucked down close to your body. We're then unwinding the body, bringing the club back down to impact and really simulating the same kind of shaft angle at the point of contact. Okay, so the club will be working down, but it won't be digging downwards as we mentioned in chipping. And then we're going to keep that sort of semicircular motion going on the forward side, keeping that elbow pretty tucked in still. Okay, so this is a 55-yard shot. Okay, so about a half swing, say. Played it quite well. Yeah, not bad for distance. A touch too strong, but pretty good. Again, we're on the green, maybe not as close as I would have liked, but pretty good. Moving then into the third and final swing for today. I've set the barrier at the 70-yard marker. So it's almost up into a full swing. So we can now stand with a little bit more width within the stance, still keep the ball in the centre. Hold your hands now at the top section of the grip, so full length of the club. And basically, from here we've got to make sure that we turn now and get the hands sort of up towards that shoulder height. So we're rotating a little bit more across my shoulders, a little bit more through my hips, okay, my rib cage, creating more turn and not so much with the hands and arms, blending them in a little bit better. And then from there we're unwinding the body down to impact. Okay, keep the swing just coming through, so keep the rotation going, and really we're almost finished the swing off as if it is a full shot. Okay, so the speed of things, don't try and really force it, just let the natural momentum take you through. We don't want to be decelerating, but having, you know, just a gentle fluency through the ball. So that 70-yard marker, I'm just going to test that out, see how we go. So, nice graphics here just to represent the shots that I've hit and to give you an understanding of the flight characteristics. So the red one, the 40, the blue, the 55, green 70, and you can see kind of how that's working. So the first one's lower in its flight, the second one's got a mid-flight, and the third one's got a much higher flight to get obviously more carry, but all of them have got roughly the same kind of stop principles. They're not rolling out too much, and that's what we want within a pitch shot. Guys, so let's just summarise then. It's important that, you know, we do get the feel for our distance control, and as we mentioned, the one club can help. So if you don't have the use of this technology, you know, you can just mark out on the driving range if you can with 3 different distances and see how accurate you are. Then I would then select another club and do the same thing. You know, work your way through your wedges. Whatever you carry, some players carry 4 wedges, so you could use up to those 4 wedges to see how accurate you are. And then I would just then do some random practice, choose different clubs and see how you get on, see how close you get to your target. Have a look at where your landing zones are and how much sort of roll there is compared to which club you're using, the different heights that you're hitting it in with. So have some fun with that. Thanks again for watching once more. This has been the final day of the short game series. And basically next Monday we're up and running, so some golf courses are open. I'll be open giving one-to-one instruction, so feel free to give me a buzz and we can book you in and we can, you know, get you back swinging the club again or looking at your short game before getting out on that golf course. So thanks once more, take care.